episode of Global Solutions. I am here in Washington, D.C. at the Gaylord Resort National Conventional Center, and we are here to cover the historical event of His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ile Ife, Osun State, Nigeria, Oba Dr. Enitan Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi. And so we're going to be giving you a lot of the behind the scenes. We're also going to be having a one-on-one interview with him. So stay with us and do not go anywhere. So you can see the presentation of the Ooni people here.
Maybe he can do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, he can do it. Okay.
I saw you are big in that picture. All your pictures, you are so big.
Joining us today. My name is Adedayo Fashanu. Welcome to this very special episode of Global Solutions. Today I am with a very special guest. He is a leader, he is a father to us all, he is royalty. He is Imperial Majesty Ooni Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, the Ooni of Ife. Thank you for joining us today, sir. Yes, sir. So this has been a historic visit right here in the United States. And I think my first question to you would be your purpose for this visit.
Thank you very much. The purpose for this visit is basically to come from the mother continent of Africa, come to the United States to reconcile with our blood brothers and sisters of African descent, African Americans, for all of us to come together as one big happy family and to preach and foster peace across the entire black race, for all of us to come together and showcase our culture, a very rich culture, the oldest in the world, for them to know about their source, where they came from. Because during transatlantic slave trade, a lot of them forgot their background. They don't know how to trace their ancestral roots. So just to let them know that we have reality, we have tradition, and we have culture. And to preach peace, basically, for the entire human race to be a better place to live. And that's why we're here.
So how has your visit been like so far? What has been your experience so far?
Wow, it's been to the glory of God, whenever God, the creator of heavens and earth, the King of kings, whatever that He is involved in is always perfection. We came here and it's been perfection all the way. And the acceptability and the warm welcome we've gotten from the people in diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora of Yoruba descent, the African Americans in diaspora, the Caribbeans. It's been incredible. So the good thing is there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel for peace, for unity, and for progress. So the response has been very, very good, both from the county level to the state level and to the federal level. We've actually cut across every tier of administration in the United States of America to reconcile all the black race. It's been very good.
I've never felt so proud to be a Nigerian with your visit here. It has really brought a lot of attention back home, from here back home. Basically, you are referred to as the father of the youth, and you entered you are a young king as well. What is your youth agenda, the plan that you have for young people? Because you are loved by many, especially the youth. And so, first of all, I am honored that I'm doing this interview with you as a voice for young people. I would like to know what your vision is for young people, both in the diaspora, and also, what your agenda is to elevate youth in development.
Anytime we're talking about youth, I'm always very passionate. Number one policy is I sleep, I live, I walk, I think all the way about the youth. And nothing in this world that I do that I don't consider the youth first. I'm very passionate about anything that has to do with youth and youth development. In Nigeria, 7 out of 10 Nigerians are youth, both male and female. But in the whole of Africa, it's even way more than that. 8 out of 10 Africans are youth. All over the world, youth should have a voice. A voice in terms of trying to get a lot of good things done. If you look at the major emerging corporations in the world now, very massive companies, Fortune 500 companies all over the world are driven by youth. It's their initiative, it's their idea. The youth are in charge of the infotech world. And so many industries now, youth are really, really breaking ground. So we all need to come together irrespective of a color. That's our agenda, to encourage one another. So especially out of Africa and even Nigeria as a focus, because our agenda basically is youth emancipation. We don't need to wait for government, and we don't need to complain all the time. Keep complaining. We need to rise up to that occasion and see how to help one another, lift each other's spirit up, and try and support one another, and cooperate in terms of positive initiatives and ideas, and make sure that we have very significant track records that we will be putting together, and very good testimonials. It's very important. It's important, and that's our agenda. This throne is dedicated to the youth, and to the glory of God, we're using it very well, because Nigeria is one of it's actually the most populous black nation in the world, and is a country that you can't but shelve aside in even African affairs and world affairs. So we want to spin positive things out of a country. So along the entourage that came with me, over 80 people, like 90% of them are youth. And we're here to display our rich culture and our rich heritage. And you can see how active they've been. The whole America, they've been very receptive, and they love the culture. They saw it, and they saw the youth performing our inherited culture, inherited tradition, and our heritage. So the youths are displaying it. So we're encouraging them to come to do quite a lot of things, go back to agriculture, to break new grounds, not only in infotech, but so many other grounds, to pioneer initiatives, to pioneer innovation. Like what happened today, it's a youth from Nigeria trying to fly a single engine plane all over the world. So we're very proud that we're doing good things. So anytime we're doing anything good, we should celebrate achievement of the youth.
Okay. Thank you for that. So in a lot of ways, youth are really engaged in activities like, initiatives like you've addressed. Um, Small business enterprises, and investing in them. How do you have any strategies for that? Also, with young people from here in the United States, wanting to from Nigeria, wanting to go back home to invest, what would you say to them? And have you also had any sort of like open forums for young people to engage with?
Oh, yes, we have. In fact, we are living a lot of very good platform as we are living the United States of America. A good platform, a foundation that is called House of Oduduwa Foundation to encourage youth and youth emancipation across the world, for us to encourage one another. And then we have another company that will interface in terms of facilitation of training and manpower development of the youth across the entire globe. And we'll have a very strong presence in the United States of America. So we have a lot of advocacy group being set up, and we're partnering with them, both in the United States of America and back at home. So what we are doing basically is to continue to reach out. We're not going to stop from here. Keep reaching out and keep doing a lot of reciprocity programs, both here and back in Nigeria, and that will benefit the entire continent of Africa. So our focus basically is to keep encouraging youth for very good initiatives, which we have started right now. And we have a lot of programs. I cannot even mention all. It's a lot, a whole lot. From area of agriculture, from area of culture and tourism, from the area of small and medium scale enterprises is one of our 11-point agenda. We fabricate equipment locally, and then we have some companies we've partnered with in the United States now for training and manpower development. And in the area of solid minerals, we have hundreds of thousands of youths that we've been able to put together and try and see if they can partner with their counterparts in the United States and do a lot of reciprocity program. We have a training platform that we've signed agreement with doing this our visit. Is one of the fastest growing training company out of United States of America, training youth.
Do you mind mentioning the
from zero income to 100,000. We shouldn't use this platform to promote them, but you will get to know about them. It's one of our initiatives. From zero income to $100,000 income. They're very strong in the U.S. and we will work across board from here to Nigeria.
So they are, still focused on the youth. There are a lot of young people here as well with these initiatives. And so these partnerships you're making, are you making it with just the big companies, or are you looking for other young people who have these initiatives here to partner with as well? Because I get a sense of, that young people really are looking forward to, the policies and the progressive outlook that you have, which is very historical, which is very unique, and they want to engage. So they also want to be engaged in a way whereby there are partnerships established with them and their companies.
There is no nation, there is no community that can grow with only big companies. You can only grow with small and medium scale initiatives and enterprises. So we are even focusing more on them because it's better for us to spread it across board. The more the merrier. So we focus mainly on small businesses because we have masses. We have the critical mass of people. If you focus on just a very big organization, it's not going to be of very good benefit to us as a whole, because we want to spread it across board, not only in Nigeria, but we are trying to take the reach to the entire Africa. So my point is, like I mentioned, the training company, we are focusing on smaller businesses, smaller initiatives for training and manpower development. You will soon hear about it. We will invite you for another interview for it because they are based in the United States. You will hear the good things they're doing here, and good things they want to do outside the United States and in Africa. So our focus is not only on the big ones, but the small and medium scale initiatives.
Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to that invite. We'll be wrapping up shortly, but I also want to ask, what are these fields, these sectors? I know you've mentioned about the initiatives, but in terms of sectors, agricultural sectors, area of tourism, any specifics that we should know, especially with the fact of oil and gas as something that's, with the many other sectors that people can look into, except for oil and gas in Nigeria. How is the agricultural sector and the tourism sector going to be better improved with these initiatives
Definitely.
and other sectors?
Definitely, Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as a case study. It's been a monoproduct economy. It's very risky. You can't survive with only one product. Look at the prices of oil and gas started going down. And yet other prices of agricultural produce, they are going up, and we neglected it. At some point in Nigeria, pre-1960, we never focused on oil and gas. It was cash crop all the way. The likes of cocoa, cashew, timber, and we're one of the largest exporters in the world. And that gave us a lot of foreign exchange earnings in the country. And it was part of the initiative of developing the entire country, Nigeria. But crude oil came, we abandoned all those things. So our strategy is to go back to our source, our root. If you look at the Nigerian flag, it is two color, white and green. You can never see any symbol of oil and gas there. And what does the white stand for? Peace. The green stand for agriculture. What are we? We are no longer players in that. We import almost everything in Nigeria, but we are trying to change that perspective now. That we need to go back to our root, our source, and it's working. And that's why we have critical mass movement of the youths. We are encouraging them to go back to so many initiatives right now. And then we need global partners, and that's why we're here, to partner with a lot of other positive initiatives, and we've achieved that.
Yeah, so that's my last question to you. Taking back from your visit over here, the partnerships you've made and the hope for the future. What do you hope for living here? What's the landmark to identify that, your visit here, as historical as it was, also made an impact, 2 years, a year from now to 5, 10 years from now? What do you hope to see?
It will be so impactful. I thank the King of Kings for giving me the strength. Although it's a very challenging, journey to bring almost 100 people to come with you, to spend like about 21 days to 22 days here. It's a very, in terms of logistics, but we just had to do it. But to the glory of God, we've achieved so much. So much in the area of partnership, global partnership, so much in the area of cultural exposure, especially being carried out and executed by the youths. And the youths that came there between the ages of 15 and 35, and they've been able to display our culture with a lot of pride and dignity, and we are very fulfilled about that. That even attracted the government in the United States, attracted so many companies, so many individuals, and attracted the African Americans to actually know that indeed where they came from, there's reality there, which they never ever believed. That they thought probably they are children of slaves. But we told them that no, you are not slaves, you were just enslaved. You are no slaves. We were able to preach that powerful message to millions of them, and it is reaching out very, very wild, like a wildfire. So we've achieved that. And another area we've achieved is reciprocity programs for people to come from Nigeria for some very strategic global training here, and for people to come out of Africa, not only Nigeria, to come to meet with people in America and any other part in North America. So we have been able to achieve blending modernity and tradition, because in the whole tradition, the kings are expected to just sit in their palaces and people to come and pay obeisance and just come and just, subjects will come. But how long are you going to do that for? So we decided to come out of the palace to blend modernity, because the world is a global village. You need to reach out to other people. If we didn't come, how will our African American and African descent know that they came from from royalty, the oldest, probably one of the oldest, probably one of the the oldest in the world in terms of royalty. That's that old, very ancient. They wouldn't have known. So now it's changing their mindset, because we are preaching healing process, we are preaching peace, and we are letting them to know that you came from royalty. So, and they are happy about it. So my point is, the take home is so enormous, but our strategy is not just to make it seem like a jamboree. No. When we get back home, it will be properly implemented, and you will see the result. In another 2-3 years' time, you will see that impact of our journey. We will do it again. Not only in America, we still have Europe to go to. We still have other parts of the countries to go to. We have the Caribbean, we have the South America countries to go to. So the objective is just to bring everybody together. So we have achieved so much concerning this our trip. And in 2-3 years' time, you come and see the result back in Africa.
Thank you so much. And on a lighter note, I know that you patronize things made in Nigeria, things made from Ife. Can you tell us a bit about, your outfit and what you're wearing and everything? Yes.
The crown that I'm wearing now is actually made in Ife, and it was completed in Ife, but we started the process in Lagos. The bead I'm wearing has two components. It's made of glass, and the other component is gold. We actually mine the gold from Ife as well. We have the most purified gold, one of the most purified gold in the world. It has a very, very low carbon. It's very, very close to near to 24 karat at the raw stage, not processed. It is there. So we just took it on the surface, and that's what I'm using. So the bead, I got it from Benin. It's made in Benin. And the gold I'm wearing too, they are all the processed gold from my beautiful kingdom, Ife, because we have one of the greatest potentials as far as gold and solid mineral mining is concerned all over the world. So I'm very proud to put on the gold from my kingdom. So this is made from Ilorin. The Ashoke I'm wearing is made from Ilorin, from Kwara State. That's where it's made from. Then I'm wearing another native made from cotton. It's not a typical native, made in Lagos, actually. Yes, the native I'm wearing is made in Lagos. The only thing that I'm wearing now is my wristwatch that is not made in Nigeria, unfortunately. At least I have over 90% of what I'm wearing made in the country. My shoe is made in Nigeria, in Lagos. I encourage, and they are made by the youth. So I'm always very proud to say it. And look at the way I'm dressed. Don't they look of high quality and elegant?
Very, very high quality. And we can call you fashionista too, for sure.
So a lot of people don't know. So encourage what we have. And the soap I'm using to bath too is made. I'm that.
All the way to the soap.
Oh yes, all the way to the soap. All the way to the soap that I used to have my bath. It must be. I promote indigenous products. If I have my way, the food I'm eating and everything must be made from where I came from.
But
I flew the aircraft, the airline that is pro-Nigerian. It's very important for me. If we don't encourage one another, we won't grow. So I am always very happy to support indigenous initiatives. Although that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do cross-country idea sharing, reciprocity program. I support that, but we have a lot of comparative advantage to manufacture things. But people are not patronizing people manufacturing things locally. So I want to champion it. So I want to lead by example.
So I'm guessing young people who have stuff that, they're, art crafts and things that, they're handmade can also feel okay to come to Nigeria, bring their stuff there, and also, maybe probably send you some of their stuff to wear and yeah.
They're already doing that, and I'm always very happy to promote them. All these things I'm wearing, they just send to me, and I'll just buy, and I'll be their chief marketing officer. It's working. It's working. I'm always very excited when they are excelling, and that's what I'm using this tool for. And it's been working so far, so good.
Definitely, African attire is something that is now the new thing everybody is attracted to. So I guess your encouragement for African youth or Nigerian youth as well to look into this area of entrepreneurship even.
Very, very well. I would just implore our leaders to support them, to patronize them, because charity begins at home. All leaders across the continent of Africa, they should support their own. Then the continent will grow. If we can do that, there will be growth in the continent.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, Your Majesty. I am still in awe of this interview. Thank you so much. Thank you. And that is it for this episode of Global Solutions. Until we see again. Thank you.